I opined in one of my videos that when a thief gets power, he will always invite other criminals onto the table. Some people didn't understand what I meant by that, but now I need to explain something. There has been a story that has been trending on Kenyan social media about a lady called Anne Njeri Njoroge who apparently imported oil uh, worth 17 billion Kenyan shillings. Pause kidogo and let's ask ourselves who is Anne Njeri Njoroge. Apparently, Anne Njeri Njoroge was born, oh, wherever she was born, who cares? Nobody cares. We don't care about her credentials. But who is she in this context? What does she do for a living? How did she get all this money? When the issue came about that there was a ship that had docked in Mombasa and it had been offloaded, and then all this other noise started coming around. Oh, she was the owner, she was not the owner, Galana was the owner, Galana is not. Oh, um, she has the papers, her papers are not credible. The question Kenyans have been asking is where she got all this money. To know who she is very simple. Because if you need to know anything in this world, just follow the money. Now, there are two things that have come out clearly. There is the Okia Omtata issue that linked the 17 billion to money that had been withdrawn from the Kenya government coffers earlier. So he alleges that this money had been stolen apparently to finance some private companies and such like. But apparently the money never even went to finance that issue. And according to that story, the money was wired to Anne Njeri, and then from Anne Njeri bought the oil came back, whoever had given her the money decided to fuck her up and claim the oil by fire by force and deny her cut, and the deal went so. That is one of the stories. But apparently, they studied a very interesting story and linked Harun Mwau, the Kamba guy who has been MP for Kilome and all that other hulabaloo of camaraderie. Apparently, he was linked to that money, or to Anne Njeri Njoroge. But the Kenyans must ask themselves a very simple question. What is the reality about Anne Njeri Njoroge? Here is Kenyan opinion. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as I tell you how all these stories are connected together. Number one, Anne Njeri Njoroge was a maid to the Akasha brothers. The Akasha brothers were drug dealers in the Republic of Kenya. They were a member of a mobster or a family of mobsters that were selling drugs to the Republic of Kenya. Every time you hear drugs, think connection, think money. And because drugs money is money that you cannot bank, it's very hard to bank drug money. It is always given in cash. Besha fari fari. It's always given in cash. They don't do bank transactions unless they are playing ruses of, oh, I'm buying this, I'm buying that. But it's always cash. The Akasha brothers were arrested. But by then, there was this lady who is our protagonist, who was their maid but had risen to the ranks in their business to the point of being a branch manager in one of their businesses. And she had even created her own company in the name of Anne Jerry Important Traders and something like that. So when the Akasha brothers were arrested, Anne Jerry flew to Dubai, started living there, moved her businesses there, and as much of the Akasha brothers' money that was in banks and in financial institutions was wired to her in Dubai. But the question is, how is she connected to Haron Mwau? And here is where it gets interesting. In the 90s, I'm not sure 90s or 80s. Bwana, hii mambo si mnaelewa, sikuwa nimezaliwa hiyo siku. Apparently, Haron Mwau was a member of parliament. I'm not sure exactly when. I didn't get the period. It's not even necessary for the whole story. Haron Mwau was a member of parliament for Kilome. But he was connected and charged for being involved in drug money with several other leaders. But Haron Mwau was able to extricate himself from that mess. And when he quit politics, Haron Mwau just went off from the public limelight. In fact, many Kenyans don't even know who Haron Mwau is anymore. You ask many people, do you know Haron Mwau? They don't know who Haron Mwau is. Except very few people who really dig for information. He rarely is in the limelight. But Haron Mwau is a multi-billionaire. Apparently, he owns palatial homes in Kenya, Nigeria, Azerbaijan, Dubai, everywhere, name it. Name it. Almost everywhere in Africa. He owns properties in Europe. He owns ranches in France. But when they start counting the richest men in the Republic of Kenya, Haron Mwau's name is not even mentioned there. So the question is, what kind of business does Harun Mwau do that generates this much of money? Hold right there. Hold it up. I know you want to say drugs money, and I cannot refuse because you are right. Harun Mwau is a criminal who sells drugs all over the world, and the United States of America have even placed warrants of arrest on him. But of course, he is so well protected, nobody can arrest him. The CIA and every other security and intelligence party have him on their radars, but of course, nobody can actually arrest him. And why can't they arrest him? That is the simple question. Politics is very interesting. And here is the simple answer: connections. Harun Mwau has been able to finance so many politicians, so many governments, that nobody can arrest him because of his powerful connections. I mean, for example, let anybody try to arrest him. And Nigeria's president, who, according to some reports, was also a drug lord. You know, I used the word also because I don't know whether he's still doing the same business, but he was also a drug lord. There were even warrants of arrest on him. We'll start making calls. And the question is, am I going with all this? Now, all these things are connected in one simple way. And that is point number 2. William Samoei Arap Ruto and the Kenya 2022 general elections. Harun Mwau owns the money. William Samoei Arap Ruto didn't have any money. Of course, he was earning some money. He was doing some very lucrative businesses, selling chicken, getting 2 million, apparently around 2 million a day from eggs. You know, from various to biashara, we can say can even say he was earning 10 million a day. But William Samoei Ruto came to Nyeri at one point, and he spent a staggering 2 million shillings cash, not for planning, not for any other thing, just giving out to people. 2 million cash. $2 million cash hivi, naingia kwa mfuko, natoa, chukueni. I ask somebody for bags, leta hiyo pesa, chukueni. Of course, he is not the one doing it. There are people doing it because, of course, he cannot be on the cameras. But there's people he has given all that money. And then he comes out, he is on transit from Nyeri to another place, to Laikipia. I think that time he was going to Laikipia. From Laikipia, he was going through Nakuru, then Gilgil, and back to Nairobi. And he was using a chopper, apparently, and all that kind of shitty information. So imagine he used 2 million cash, not for planning of the events, because of course for planning of the events there were people who had been dressed in yellow, there are people who are dressed in party colors, there were people who were paid to organize the whole event and all that. And there was so much money, so you can actually approximate that there was more than 2 million used in those other processes other than paying for people to do that. But things get even more interesting. You can assume that he spent about 7 million for that Nyeri event. Not many hours. In fact, he was there for less than 1 hour, and then proceeded to Laikipia, and from Laikipia to all those other places. So imagine what he did in Nyeri, he had to do in Laikipia. And he had to do the same in Nakuru, he had to do the same in Gilgil, he had to do the same in Nini. Toning down or toning up, whichever. But let's go down. Let's say he did each event with 5 million every place. Nyeri, Laikipia, Nakuru, Gilgil, although you can argue that it is in Nakuru, but it was an event by itself. Nakuru and back to Nairobi. 5 events. So he was using 15 million one single day. And these are without the church events he was attending and all that. Because if he attended a church event, of course, he would have to spend more money, because the kanisa would be given money by itself. The wazee wa kanisa kitu yao kando, and all that other hulabaloo. So who are financing him? You see, during the Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta president, Harun Mwau was never mentioned anywhere in social media, except one time alikuwa anatishia Uhuru, anamwambia anaweza mpangia notice za thou from State House mpaka Mlolongo, atembelea Kanyangi. You know, that is how much money Harun Mwau has, that he can tell Uhuru. And you know who Uhuru is? Uhuru si mtu hawana pesa. Imagine Harun Mwau has the capacity akutisha Uhuru with pesa, anamwambia unaweza kuwekea carpet ya thou kutoka State House mpaka Mlolongo. Kenyans forget too much. I think Kenyans, what we need is Kenyans to have a bigger memory so that they get some of these things. My take is, and this is point number 3, William Samoei Ruto was funded by Harun Mwau. Do they want to come for me? Let them do that. I'm ready to die for any time. This is just Kenyan opinion. Whoever has any other opinion, let them have them. I have my own opinion. I am free to use my opinion. You also can have yours. Keep it. Use it. Tell us. Share it. In fact, hata hapo kwa comments, tell us. Tell me that opinion that you have. But here is mine. William Samoei Arap Ruto was funded partially. I'm not saying fully, because of course there are so many other people who helped fund his campaigns. But Harun Mwau was critical in funding William Samoei Arap Ruto. But all the money anybody gives you for campaigns is not given for free. You will have to pay it one way or the other. William Samoei Ruto is a criminal, and we told people that he has been a criminal and he will always be a criminal. And I opined that once a criminal gets power, he will always invite other criminals to the table. So William Ruto is a corruption criminal, a thief of public resources and public properties, and he feels free to live with money launderers drug dealers. Those are his people. That is why the name of Harun Mwau is coming up right now. And the truth of the matter is, in my opinion, and this is number 4, the money was withdrawn from the government accounts to be paid to Harun Mwau. And the money was paid to Harun Mwau. And Harun Mwau, because he cannot get that money directly himself, had to use his proxy, Anjeri, whom they have been doing business with for a very long time. Since the Akasha brothers' times, Harun Mwau and Anjeri have been doing business together. They are drug lords, they are thieves, they are mobsters. And I know I'm endangering my own life when I am saying this. And do I worry? No. See, if I die, I die. Kwani kuna vifo mbili? I will not die twice, right? So if they want to come for me, let them come for me. If they want to arrest me for my opinion, let them. This is just an opinion. If you want to kill me for my opinion, whether it is provable or not, you just go on. But the money was withdrawn from the government coffers aided by Chirchir and the other CSAs who are being mentioned, and those people were aiders in the taking of that money. And the money is transferred to Harun Mwau directly to Anjeri. And Anjeri goes, buys the money shadily, like we have seen from the reports. Apparently, she buys the oil from Russia, pretends it is from Azerbaijan, and then passes it through Saudi Arabia, and then sends it to Kenya and all that. And then the oil is brought to the Kenyan coast. But before it is sold, somebody in the government realizes, wait, we can actually steal this money from these people, Bwan. Yes, we paid them, but we can steal from them. Who are they? We are the government. We are the people in the government. Who are they? What can they tell us? Huh? What can they do to us? We are going to get that oil. We are going to confiscate it from them. We are going to steal it from them. And they go dock the ship, pump out the oil, put it in the system in the name of Galana. And starts planning on how to. But of course, Harun Mwau is Harun Mwau. He is going to retaliate. Sends Anjeri to all these big offices asking all these questions, and it goes, and the deal goes bad. So the people in the government start using the DCIO, arrest Anjeri, take her to an unknown location, try to force her to quit the deal and to cut the crap and get going. But once a criminal, always a criminal. Once a thief, you're not going to let go of the oil. I don't know what you think. I don't know what you think about my opinion. But you can always tell me about what you think about my opinion. You can always tell me about your opinion on the issue. And you can even tell me about your opinion about my opinion. You see, Kenyan opinion makes you get the best. I want you to feel appreciated. I want your information to be appreciated. So you can tell me what you think. I will tell you what I think about what you think. And we can discuss it, because this is information. This is knowledge. This is the game of opinions. Whoever's opinion is true, whoever's opinion is right, let them take the day. But the truth of the matter is that Kenya is being led by criminals, and the criminals have no shame in inviting their fellow criminals. I don't know what is going to happen to me. I mean, just something happens to me. I tell the people that tell everybody that it is my opinion that pinned me. I don't worry about it. Mau Mau. I hear them say they are sons of Mau Mau, but let them know that we, the sons of Mau Mau, are watching them, and we can see them, and we know they are liars. Those people unasikia wakijiita sons of Mau Mau, kina Ndindi Nyoro, kina Rigathi Gachagua, they are the real sons of Tokonia. You know, and that is my opinion. Everybody else can have their opinion. If they want to have the opinion that they are the sons of Mau Mau, let them have their opinion. But the majority of those people are acting like home guards, and they are the sons and daughters of home guards. The real sons of Mau Mau are here suffering. If you tell you what the real sons and daughters of Mau Mau are going through, tashanga. Because the sons and daughters of Mau Mau don't own the land. They don't own the economy. They were booted from the lands they fought for. They were punished. So when these people come to tell us, oh, we are like you, we are from you, just like William Samoei Ruto was able to tell, oh, I'm a hustler, I'm struggling. You see how Uhuru is making me struggle in the government. I'm suffering. Kwenda huko bwana. We are no longer fools. We know, we can see. And let the people of the Republic know that the 17 billion Kenyan shillings oil saga is a William Ruto Harun Mwau pay debt deal. Whatever else they think, whatever else anybody thinks, I don't care. But to me, unless anybody comes with proof that proves otherwise, that is my take for now. And this is Kenyan Opinion. I'm very obliged to have had you listening to us, and I wish you the best. Manze, najua leo ni Friday, wale wa sherehe, sisi wakatufia, si mnajua bahali yetu. Goodbye.